Good morning, everyone. Can we be upstairs, please? Can bow our heads and let's give you prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for the privilege to be here at this moment. We ask that you take control of this event from the beginning to the end. We ask that which you have called us here to do, we find expression and have your way. Lord, thank you for granting the participants joining us into your presence. We ask that even as they go back, have your way as well. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Please remain standing as the national anthem. Thank you all very much for having us. Alright, once again, thank you all for being here. We apologize for the delay in starting. To students of the University of Abuja, we apologize for the late arrival and late departure of your transport vehicle. To take us further in this event, we'll have our Executive Director, President of Institution Suka, on board. Can we put hands together for her?
Just thought to start, and like Gary said, we apologize for the breakdown of the bus as well. That's why the bus came late. But we're excited to see you all this morning, and we've been really looking forward to today, at Song Africa. Song Africa is the acronym for Success of Nations and Governments in Africa. And I think we have that on the board. And our vision, really, as a non-profit organization, is to build, equip, and empower youth of African descent with the skills and the character to influence government and to transform communities and nations. Now, the reason why I'm standing here really today is just to explain, give you guys more information about why we are here today. Just give me a second. Work of transformation. Now, as young people, the current stage of life that you're in, you have the ability to dream. You have the ability to see in your mind the kind of future that you want for yourself. Now, what we're here to give you the tools that you need to dream, to show you people who have dreamt and who are still dreaming but have achieved some of their dreams so that you can build your life with the templates that we're showing you today. And also to just give you some idea, make you think and make you become, just to think within yourself, to grow beyond the challenges that we see, to ensure that the environment, because we know that Nigeria can be tough. The way that Nigeria is structured, Nigeria sometimes can oppress you. But we want to show you people who have overcome the oppression, that Nigeria can throw at you. We want to show you how you can build a structure, you can embody values that will help you overcome the challenges in the nation, and also values that will help you succeed as young people. That's really why we're here today. Government, building businesses that impact our world. Now, how do you understand, then face everything that we have to face in our lives? It's from this understanding that we then embody the right values that we need to succeed. I said I was going to tell you a story. When I was, my first degree, when I was trying to get my LLB, when I was in the former level, we had 2 courses to choose from. So we had a non-law course that we were asked to take. It was an elective, like you say. Now there are 2 courses we had to choose from. One was political science, and then the other one, I can't remember the name of the other one. A lot of people went for the other one because the lecturer for the political science course was famous for sexual harassment. Now at the time, so I started taking the course as, I don't know what I'll say, as my enemies or as my village people will have it. On the day of the exam, I was sleeping. I didn't hear when they called for the exam for that particular course, and so I missed my papers. And when I told my friends, so we're 3, myself and 2 of my other friends, we actually were sleeping. We just said, you know how there's the queue, you're tired of waiting outside for them to call for your papers. You just say, let's go and drink water in the hostel. We're coming back. We went to drink water. We chilled a bit. By the time we came out of drinking water, they had called for the paper. We missed the paper. And so by the time everybody heard that we missed the paper, myself and my other friends, I'm like, you guys are in trouble. This man is famous for sexual harassment. Now you have entered into his trap. And of course, when the man found out that all these 3 girls, hot girls like this, young, fresh, they missed my paper, I'm going to get them. And of course he started, and I told my friends, I said, I'm not even, then I had a strong sense of my identity as a young person, because if there's anything that my father taught me, to live and embody the values of God, integrity, especially integrity. And at the time, it's not all about the I held to my word and I said, I'm not going to do this. This is who I am. I know who I am. I can't do this just because of paper that I graduate. A lot of people are afraid this was 400 and 500. If you didn't, do that course at the time, you then have the extra year. Anyway, to cut my long story short, I pray, there's a sound, sorry, there's a sound that you can pray, and mention all these things. I prayed, and as God would have it, I had a result. I didn't have to do anything. I stopped my Bible, and I graduated because I started to. So the summary of my story is that I was able to walk in my values because I understood who I am. Now, the way that the world is designed this time is designed to influence your mind. Facebook, Instagram, what else do we have? TikTok. But the people who are speakers, they're young people. Everybody who is here, I'm young. Even if you like to say something else, but I'm young, and I mean, if you stick to your values, if you're confident in who you are, you believe in the higher power, you can succeed. Nothing can stop you, but it all starts in your mind, right? You have to make a conscious decision. And I'm glad that I had Daniel today and Joy today, who attended the Shape Future Conference in 2019. And they're doing phenomenal things because they heard from people who, have gone ahead of them. There's nothing as important as seeing people who have succeeded, hearing from them, and then applying the principles that they tell you to your own life. Principles will never change. Principles will always be very effective. So at the end of today, I hope that I get to meet some of you and hear, what you've taken from today's session, and hope that you apply it in your personal lives. And also, as you apply it in your personal life, hope that it will affect your community and transform your community. And remember, transforming your community doesn't really mean you must have 10,000 followers, 20,000 followers, and then, or you have to grow. You have to shine on the platform. Transform your community. It starts from your immediate environment.
I just got giving advice on
know you are.
Some of them saying readers and leaders. Yes, he's the founder of a forum that supports reading. I think, just to ask, how many group chats do you guys have now? 4 group chats on WhatsApp. That's 250 times 4. Let's put your hands together. And they're active readers, and we trust God that their efforts will not be in vain. And the other person I would love to introduce is Mrs. Let's call her my boss. Although she never accept. Miss Joy Onimo, put your hands together for her. She's CEO Cinemas. I think when I was saying that I'm not a CEO, even now I'm not a CEO. So she's done so well for herself. So Cinemas is a cinemas on campus. For those of you in permanent sites, I'm very sure you are aware of it. Those in mini campus, with time. I'm sure you're already aware of it, but with time, if you haven't, you'll be aware of it. So I think we'd all love to know how they got to where they are now, from their experience when they first shaped the future event. So let's get talking with them. Are you ready to get talking with them? Are you ready to get talking with them? Yes. Alright, so what?
It's your yes, it's not
I don't know.
yes. Are you ready to hear from them? Okay, that's the energy. Shape the Future events. That was the first edition. How has, what was the most memorable moment for you from that event?
Okay, sorry to say, the most memorable was when students almost beat me up because the boss left late. So, but aside that, I was really privileged to have wonderful speakers on board on that day. And amidst the program, I was just hearing, I was surprised to see some students asking questions. Some of them are my classmates, I've never seen them ask questions in class once. But they were asking questions, cogent questions actually. So it means that as youth we're thinking futuristically. It wasn't just about our sphere, so that was just the beauty of it.
Okay, that's beautiful. Please a round of applause.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm really so happy you were able to make it here. I'm so happy. I was just like you guys. I was seated in that hall 2019. I didn't want to come for this program. Sorry that I'm diverting. I just want to start from the beginning, holding. I didn't want to come for the event, but my roommate actually dragged me. Like, what am I doing? I should just come for the event. And there were so many speakers. There's this lady I will not forget, Timmy Piwolo. Like, she was the woman of that day because she really spoke directly to me. And one of the things she said was, she spoke a whole lot of value and your vision. First of all, to impact in the society, you need to know what your visions are. You need to define your vision. Nobody understands your vision better than you. You see the vision, you understand it. So I would say that you understand your vision, and again, you see, always pray to God for direction. I'm not really a person of too much talking or speech like that. I don't know how to give speech. So I'm just telling you what I did. So if you want to impact the nation, believe in your vision. I can't stress that too much. Just know what you want. You just know what you want and you impact somehow. Thank you.
What values do you think youth need to imbibe to excel, especially in this technological age that we're in? What are those values that you think they need to, excel, to just move forward and push forward?
All right, thank you so much. I think Miss Also Clark has done a lot of that. While she was speaking, I was like, she's just reading my mind already. We live in a new age, the social media age, and most things that we think is our core value or our mindset is not ours actually, it's borrowed based on what we see online. There is a deliberate attempt to make people think in a certain kind of way. So to survive in this time, one have to get the right kind of knowledge. Not just any knowledge, like the right kind of knowledge that will shape your own value system and sharpen your sense of judgments. Because whenever you come online and all that, now you won't just be passive, but you have to be active. Meaning, beyond just being influenced, you have to be an influencer yourself. So that to me is one of the value that we want the average youth to have. Beyond just habiting a sphere, to dominate that certain sphere by being active in what you are doing. Because being passive is very risky, especially in this social media. Different things that are fighting to get your attention, fighting to make you think the way they want you to think. But when you have the right kind of knowledge, you know what you want, you know what to avoid, and you get others to think in the same paradigm of your thinking system. So the active mindset, the dominating mindset is what I would love the average Nigerian youth to imbibe. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you for that.
Please, I have a question. Could you point out some of the challenges youth face in Nigeria and how you think we can tackle them?
First of all, like we all know, one of the challenges that youths especially face is unemployment. Even our president has already assured us that there is no job for the youths. So it's only left for us that we use our brains and get something doing. So I can't stress on everybody being an entrepreneur. If you don't have anything doing right now, you just have to get something doing. Go into the ICT space. There are so many cases of relevance in the ICT. Learn something, acquire a skill, go online, learn a course, be relevant to yourself and the society. So once you have a job now, once you are self-employed, once I see Mr. Daniel here right now, he owns a very good, he's a book club owner right now. Of course, in future it's going to grow more and he's going to have employees. All of it, people are going to benefit from it. So, like I said earlier, I am not a person of good speech, so I'm just being flowing naturally right now. So I just implore all of us, please, think that idea you have in your head, write it down. Look for a team. I don't mean intelligent team members, teams that are willing to work with you. Start now. You just have to start now. And meet the right people to put you through in case you are lost in any of the processes and all. Just get something doing. Thank you.
Why you're here today as well. So for today's event, what are you looking forward to? What are your expectations for today's event?
Alright, you can call me Oliver Twist. Okay, always wanting to hear more. The last one was impacting. In fact, I wasn't happy when we were able to do it last year based on the lockdown because I was looking forward to the event. And now I'm here. I really can't wait to get the best out of it. As to vision, there is no end. As to clear purpose, there is no end in doing that. So me living here is definitely going to cause a quantum leap in my thinking paradigm.
Amen.
Can you put that together for me?
Real quick, I want to ask, if you know the drag.
Okay, alright. One thing that I would encourage is that we have this mindset, of the circle of influence and the circle of concern. And that's what I mean by that now. The circle of influence, I mean you doing things that you can influence, than doing things that you can't influence. Than just keep making complaints about the bad government, the bad school system and all that. For now, you can't do much about that. But that you can do within your circle by making yourself become better. You should pay more attention to that. Now, by being here, I assure you, even though you choose to be deaf ears but a closed mind, by just listening to the speakers here, something is going on in your mind. I assure you of that. Okay, so have an open heart and know that destiny brought you here. Okay, destiny brought you here. So as the speakers speak, take down notes. I still have the notes for last 2019. I still have notes to be up to now. Take notes of what you will get here and have an open mind. Because right before me, it's not just an audience. I see people who is going to influence and transform the society at large. So it's a privilege to speak to you this morning. Thank you so much.
So in addition to what he said, just take every say here to heart, take it seriously, and enforce them in your daily life, because that's what I did. If there is anything, I'm thankful to God for the fact that I had from the right source. And they emphasize on procrastination, because I was a chairman of procrastination then. I procrastinate a lot. So I would say that whatever you hear here, start doing something. Just start doing something and be deliberate about it. Thank you.
It doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter where you are. It all boils on your desire. If you're desirous of progress, if you're desirous of change, if you're desirous of productivity, you will have it. So just like I said, pay attention to all the speakers.
The audience, and just ask you a question. Don't be shy. Please feel free. This is your father's house, because everything we do at school.
It's not your father's house, it's your aunt's house.
This is the house of the Lord as far as you're concerned. Because here at Home Africa, we do everything based on God's principle. Okay? So yes, this is your father's house. And in your father's house, feel free. Okay? So now I'm going to be picking one or two persons, like I said earlier, and ask you a few questions. Larry is already pointing at himself. He wants me to come and ask you. No, Larry, I'm not going to ask you. Okay. So, hello, young man. What's your name? Please, could you speak up?
Engineer Cesar.
Invited by your friend. Eh?
I was better than my friend.
So you just said it's because of your friend.
I don't know much about this, so I was happy to come back.
Okay, but are you happy to be here?
Fine, fine.
Okay, thank you so much. Please put your hands together for him. Favor. Nice to meet you, Favor. When you were coming here, what did you come with expectations like? Okay, you said shape the future event. What did you have in mind? What did you want to achieve?
I'm a knowledge seeker, someone who knows to learn. I'm open to all learning opportunities. Learning, as well as filtering what I take in, the information I take in also. So when I saw this, I said, wow, another opportunity.
So do you believe that what you're going to obtain here is good knowledge? Because we're not all knowledge. Okay? So do you believe that what you're going to gain here is going to be impact? It's going to be something that you're going to look back and say, oh, I'm here. Yes.
I believe
You're
so.
confident.
I am.
Good to know. Please put your hands together, Favor. Please, what's your name?
My name is Doyin Daniel.
I like the confidence, the clarity. Please say your name again so that we can hear you.
My name is Doyin Daniel.
Did you get that?
Okay, I came here so that they will shape my future. They shape my
Boy, you are laughing. You don't see the picture.
They must shape your future.
It must be shaped.
Your future is in their hands, it's not your own hand.
my hand or a hand to shape.
You don't want to have the equipment, you said. You want them to use their equipment to shape your future.
It's not about what you're doing. Like I'm not hearing from people, hearing from one another is usual. So I'm here to hear from them, also to learn from them, so I can take my hearing.
Please put your hands together for you, guys. It's not easy. So come here.
One of our speakers on. I'll talk a little bit about him. He's a lawyer with specialty in governance. He's president and founder of GNT Legal and Consultancy, a firm with expertise in legal and consultancy services that serves clients within Nigeria and in several other countries. Speaker in various youth seminars on passion building and has written on different occasions to the youth. I think you're supposed to be clapping right now. This is so good. He is also Please let's take a walk by some Hi, good morning.
First of all, I'd like to thank my sister for this opportunity. very humble to speak. I'm not like a conventional speaker. I think I like to see myself as someone who interacts more with the youth. I'll not come through with a speech paper or some plan. I've known her for quite a while. She's someone who is very, as a matter of fact, she is one of the most articulated human beings I've met. Sometimes when I want to talk to her, I have to prepare what I have to say, because if I make a mistake, she will say, this one, this one, this one. So I respect her a lot, the convener. I took some time to read about the other speakers. So those are writers, philanthropists, humanitarians, speakers as well, in their fields. So I'm very humbled to be here. I have just a few minutes to speak to us. And as I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself as well. The intention of this seminar is to equip and build for the purpose of African youth towards leadership. I talk to ourselves, how do I talk to us? And while I was thinking, I asked myself why I would be speaking. I asked myself, why would anyone want to aspire to leadership? Why would you want to lead? 3-4 years ago, I'm telling you this because I was foolish some time ago. 3-4 years ago, I met with one of the most senior politicians in my state, and they asked me, I know you want to go into politics. Why? I had never heard myself speak so much nonsense. And before that, I thought that I knew a lot. Yes, I was talking to someone else and I said, beyond school certification, beyond connection, what is it that you have to offer? And for you to know what your container has, you have to be humble enough to know that you're empty. In Nigeria, we are all foolish, that's the truth. Why am I saying so? We have brought people who are leading us astray, and we are following them. So if the core itself is not in place, what do I have to offer? When you look at a healthy plant, you must start from the seed itself. We mistake wealth for success. Wealth is not success. People are looking at people who are wealthy and say, oh, I like this. No. Hard work can give you what you want. But do I just want to be a good person, a good lawyer, a good politician, a good this, a good that? I don't want that. I want to be great. So what qualities qualify me to lead? I listened to someone some days ago, he said that trust is worth billions. So when they send you out, they trust you. Listen, it is easy to lose trust. It is difficult to build it. So you send people out to represent you, and when it's time to talk to them, it's difficult to reach them. I sat down with a senator 2 years ago. When I finished talking, as a matter of fact, I used to look up to the senator, one of the senators in the East. I sat down with him for 5 minutes and realized that he was empty. So because he has connection and he has the appropriate educational background, they pushed him. And when they pushed him, they realized that they pushed an empty vessel to lead people. So if an empty vessel is leading you, where are you going to? So the question now is, what qualities? What qualities are necessary? We look at Nigeria as, okay, maybe states, but we are in the world. When they access us by the world. As a matter of fact, someone was saying that the way it is built for Africans is that we are made to be mediocres. When they portray us on CNN, they portray the bad parts. No planning. I just said they borrowed about how many $1 billion and pounds now. The question now is, don't we have the money? And so the men who have gone ahead to raise other people are the ones who are deemed as fraudulent. What is greatness? Greatness is, or leadership is raising people. I will say this to my own shame. I have a member of my family who was a political chieftain in my state. I went to my state last 2 weeks for a meeting, one of the leaders of my board. And they asked me a question. They said, look at this man. This is somebody who should have people he had raised as SSA commissioners. He did not have lights in his house. He wanted everybody to come to him. Leadership is selflessness. Leadership is humility. We're talking about character. Everybody talks about character. The question is, we all have character, either good or bad. But let's leave the bad, let's move to the good. Don't you know what is good? Don't you know what is bad? Why do you not do it? So what we should ask ourselves now is, what is the amount of strength of character in us? It is the strength that makes you do the things you're supposed to do. What is discipline? Discipline is setting up parameters to make sure that you don't fall prey to your weaknesses. Your weaknesses are the ones that are seen, not your strengths. You have to prove your strengths. Your weaknesses will be seen. There's a client I was representing in some part of Abuja, and he had his members telling him or accusing him of rape. I asked him, I said, sir, not one, not two, not three, not four. If not I'm your lawyer, I would have just said I did this thing. How can 1, 2, 3, 4 people accuse you of rape? It means that you've not set up parameters to prevent yourself from falling prey. Someone said that if what you know does not change you, change what you know. So we have been moving for years. We see cars on the road moving with our cars. And we're moving like them. No solution. No change. So when they asked me that question in my state, why are you into politics? I was like, yes. And I went back to my house and I sat down for hours and asked myself, why? That's when I got my why. When you get your why, then you can be a leader. Your why is embodied in your passion. My mom said that when you find your purpose, then you can find your potential. Your potential is your energy, what you can do. When you find your why, then you can know where you're going to. Understand that when you're going to your purpose, or going to leadership, or when you're exercising your passion, many people will tell you not to do it. They will ask you how you're going to do it. It's not because they are wrong. It's because they cannot see your passion. Your passion is personal. As a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about the lady here. She started this thing. She didn't. Can I speak? She told me I don't have complete money for this. Will she get the money at the end of the year? She will get it. If I were to someone I'll tell her, don't do it or wait or don't get embarrass yourself. But passion is personal. Why am I into leadership? Let's move out of what they've taught us. Let's move to passion. I cannot lead if I'm not caring. If I can sit down and see that there's a problem there, and I'm concerned about myself, and I feel I've not been anybody like you in my life. I'm able to tell you the truth. We must keep the truth because we are around people who are interested in hearing lies. Character. What do we need to equip ourselves with? If we fail, it means that we are having failed leaders. I was with the governor sometime. He asked me because I said, "Are you ready to take power?" Or you think some men who go to the bush and kill people, or some men who have traveled to meet some state owners or stuff like that to get to power, you think they will give it to you easily? No, you must pay the sacrifice. Mandela is a good lawyer. Sacrifice made him a great lawyer. You must do sacrifice. I can't tell you how many journeys I've taken. My first big project, I had only 5,000 naira in my account. My father pursued me from the house. He fought with me and disowned me. When I finished the project, there were so many people that came. He left where he was sitting. He came to the front. And he told them that if I'm not learning anything from my son, is that whenever you are led to do something and you have the passion for it, go for it. I'm sorry I'm talking about passion a lot because that is what drives me. It's my why. Passion is what moves you. When everything says no, you still do it. In passion, don't give up. But the strength comes. I was doing that. That's my friend, the pop. They were talking to me about him. My friends, I got my friends by God. Someone told me when he came back, he left abroad, came to Nigeria to start up again. As a matter of fact, abroad he had so many clients, he had a name, but he wanted to come back home. And he knew why he wanted to come back home. The person who was talking to me about him told me that there were times my friend bought ticket to go back because he thought he had failed. And I asked my person, I said to the person, like, why did he not buy that? Why did he not travel back? His passion. If I go back, what will I tell them? Will I tell them that Nigeria is a failed state? Or will I tell them that I didn't try enough? Yes, you will feel sometimes it's okay to give up. In my movements, I've lost over 100 million. But why am I doing what I'm doing? My mentor keeps telling me, go. We've used religion these days to. Someone said that it's like when we get into religion, we become more wicked, more mean. I understand that religion is something that should make us more human. I'm sorry, I didn't bring a speech, I was just talking to my mind. And as I'm talking to myself as well. How many more minutes do I have, sir? 5. So what do you want to do? When you know what? Know your why. I was reading the book, the man said that when you want something, the universe sends those things to you. That's what the man says. But I serve God. And I believe that whenever I want something, when I'm walking towards what God wants me to go towards, supply comes. It has worked for me yearly. In fact, everything that works for me. And I've built my dependence on God because I've learned to trust Him. He has never failed me. That's my strength. And I'm not shy to say it anywhere, anytime. I went out for a meeting last Sunday. And we were talking, and the lady asked me among them, said, how do you do the things you do? How do you get the client to get? She was expecting to hear something like, oh, I have a very robust advertising system, or this. Just so that God. For me, that's my strength. So we want to bet leadership and not prepare. You must prepare yourself. Because when you go there, you will be just a container. Only the content. I prefer a man who is full and dirty than a man who is dressed well and empty. We have many beautiful and handsome, empty people celebrating themselves. So we have guys who have broad chest and everything, and ladies who have probably boobs and back. In the next 20 years, what will that do for you? So if I get 100 million with boobs and that, or chest and everything, the question is now, what will my brain produce? What I want? So I go back to square one. Improving for leadership. We must move from what they see us as to what we are supposed to be. Because the world does not want us to progress. I'm talking about Africans. They give you small something, they'll be like, they want to magnify it to make you feel like maybe that you will fail. But we are so blessed. We have intellectuals, we have minerals, we have money, we have things enough to make us the head. We must climb, we must fight, we must demand, we must stay. It is your passion, it is your heart. You can be tired here, but your heart will not stop. All it needs is some rest. When it relaxes, it starts. So my question now is, why are you doing what you are doing? Why do you want to do the things you want to do? I can talk for more, but I think I'll stop now. And I hope that these little points of mine
next in our program, I'm going to be inviting this young man. I've not seen him before. I don't even know what he looks like. But they say he's the man with the Bible, the guy with the Bible. He's going to be giving us spoken words, so please pay attention. Give him your full ears, like your entire ear. Don't put anything inside. Pay attention. Please put your hands together.
Thank you for the privilege, thank you for the opportunity. Good afternoon, good morning, all. People are not smiling. I'm scared. At least I'll be blessed for God, performance, and also I'll be talking about leadership. I will prove that. What is leadership? Leadership is the capacity to influence others through inspiration, motivated by passion, generated by vision, produced by conviction, and ignited by purpose. To be a leader is simply to lead. Leaders are people who replicate themselves on others. Leaders are people who live by an idea that brings about transformation. So we don't even need new leaders. All we need is transformation. When you look at history, you
You see great leaders who live by an idea that became a symbol of their message. You look like people like Nelson Mandela. He stood for peace, for unity. Muhammad Gandhi stood for peace. Mother Teresa, compassion. Abraham Lincoln, unity. Maybe the scariest reality is we are all leaders, but somehow we are perceived indirectly to be satisfied with mediocrity. And in this part of the world, even the civil servant is not civilized. We heard them say that we are the future of tomorrow. But it looks to me that the future is never true. It looks to me the future is never true. You see, it baffles me that the mess in the House of Assembly can be studied. No wonder we gathered and assembled in one accord. We sang the national anthem, but all we received was bullets in form of appreciation. Assembly dismissed. In this part of the world, our leaders are obsessed about stomach infrastructure instead of physical infrastructure. No wonder they keep traveling from Abuja to Abu Dhabi, from Abu Dhabi to Mumbai, from Mumbai to Dubai, not knowing what to buy. No wonder the first name of the Minister of Information is lying. There's still the future of tomorrow. They ruined the economy that was supposed to create a future for the future of tomorrow, and they still call us lazy youth. They still call us lazy youth. But you see, transformative leaders. They are leaders who don't bother themselves about the government. They are leaders who create their own government. See, when you look at countries like China, they produce the largest number of young billionaires. Why? Because of innovation. Just 3 companies in America is what the 56 African country GDP. Just Amazon, Google, Microsoft is worth $3 billion. And the entire GDP of Africa is just $2 billion. The power of innovation. So for how long are we going to wait on our leaders to do something? You see, when I look at our youth, what do I see? I see people lusting after money instead of running after their vision. I see people who are relaxed about self-development, and they go with a slogan that says that the signature a dream. But it's a pity. It's a pity. It's a pity. So if Nigeria is going to have a transformation, then it must come from this generation. Because we are the chosen generation that will bring about transformation and innovation. For the previous generation awaits for our manifestation. So let's cause a consummate change in our evolutionary retardation for our motherland. Our motherland is sick. And I pray that this peace leaves you restless, so that our motherland doesn't rest
job of changing this country, the job of making change is not waiting till I reach a political, like the president or a senator or anything like that. No, it starts now. And I think he mentioned something about that while he was making his presentation. It starts with people. You don't have to occupy a big position, you don't have to wear a huge cap for you to be able to do that. You start with the little you have, and before you know it becomes something big. And then with that, you're able to bring more people, teach them and mentor them also with what you were able to acquire, what you were able to learn. Okay, so right now we're going to move to the next point of the program, and it's networking. Now I know that you came here with the expectation that you just want to listen to people talk, it will impact you, you learn one or two things, but then it's also important to network. Personally, before now, I don't like people. In fact, if we go out, anyone that comes and say, I don't really want to know. I just want to go in and go out. But then over time, I understood the importance of networking. You don't only get to meet people, but you also get to share ideas. You get to know, okay, this is where this person, this is what this person does, this is where you're from. It opens your mind to so much. Okay, so we're going to take this time out. The person beside you, the person behind you, I want you to learn one or two things from that person. It doesn't have to be big or anything like that, but just network. Okay, make a friend. And when I mean make a friend, you should not be here. I will ask you in the next edition because I expect to see you. Okay? So please make a friend. Get to know one another. I am looking at you.
Francis, if I don't knock me any short, sir.
I swear.
Don't knock me short.
You? I don't knock you now. But sure, I never knock you. They are not even about me in the program. I want to start this now, so stop no problem.
Pa, I'm telling you.
I think I fear one guy go home. That's not right.
This one, the light, it's okay. But when I did save, like editors, they like me lights, they a bit more than me dark. Because if you do some during post-production. Wallah, I swear.
So I step up, all white, what's wrong? Rosé, champagne, stop that. times.
God likes food, let me just tell you. He's a foodie, so I believe him. So I want to ask you a few questions. Like, what was it like for you starting with just 8,000 naira? What was going through your mind?
So you know that they say that when you hear people say capital is not the problem, you often wonder, like, that's not true, right? Anybody, when you hear that, you don't need to start a business. Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
No.
Who are smart people? You are together for yourself. Because so many people will disagree. But you see, the question was how did I start? How was it like starting? So I quit my job and I was broke, obviously. I didn't have any plans for my life. You know, I liked fashion, so I thought, you know what, let me go to fashion school. So I made a few calls and they're asking for 180K, 250K. How much was my salary? So if I saved for like maybe an entire year, I didn't need anything. So maybe, but that was only 2 weeks, I had already resigned, and it was December of 2016. And I didn't want to travel to see my parents or anything because, I mean, what was I going to do with my life when I come back in the new year? So, because I journaled a lot, and I'm written somewhere in my journal, neckties by HOC. So I just remembered, I just sort of thing I wrote, flash. I said, okay, let me do ties. Let me make ties. So I didn't know whether to make ties anyways. I was like, let me just make ties. I didn't have any mentor to consult. So I took my friend's tie, I took my 1,000 naira, and I went to the same market, and I bought 2 fabrics, unraveled the tie, sat with YouTube all night on my bed, and I made the first kilo tie. And well, so that I started. And a friend of mine got it for 5,000 naira. And it was like, I'll keep this. The time was ugly. Like now, I know that time was ugly. But then people were like, oh my God, you made this. Oh my God, you made a time. Oh my God, like, what are you doing? Pay me. I need money. I'm broke. I don't care. So if I got that time for 5,000 naira and said, okay, I'll keep this time and sell it to you for $1 million when you blow. I'm like, I don't care, just give me that 5K now. Let me go and buy something to eat. You know, so that's how the journey started. And from ties, it's evolved to other things. Yeah.
Wow. What has your experience been so far? Because I know I'm an entrepreneur, like I said, and it's not easy. There are lots of nights where you sit down and think, no, do I really want to keep doing this? Is this something I want to, keep pushing with? Am I really doing it right? Am I going to succeed? I'm sure there are times you ask yourself these questions. So I want to know, what are some of the challenges you faced and how were you able to overcome them?
So you talk about crying. Oh my God, I cried. There are times when I said, I studied law, I can go practice law. My parents were like, what are you doing in your life? You're the first born. What are you doing without a job? So there are times where, as a new business owner, you literally have no knowledge about the business. You're learning on the job. You have no clue what you're doing. Like trying to make jollof rice, and you don't have jollof rice in your life, and there's no Google to help you. You're trying to just put the maggi before the rice. You're putting small salt. Now you're putting oil. You're trying to just cook something you never made before. There'll be a lot of mistakes, and I made a lot of mistakes, and I learned from them. And oh yes, I cried. You had like 1,000 as a business. Do you understand? You know how that was seen. How much did you start a business with?
Let's not talk about it.
But I'm sure anybody in this room who has a business, you had more capital than you did. So you had an advantage. So it was really, really tough in the early stages. I would sit on my bed and I would cry. I'm like, let me just dust off my CV, apply for a job and just, get a job. Money 9 to 5, come back home, collect salary at the end of the month. I don't have to bother about. I remember then, when the income, the turnover as a business was 30,000 naira. No, that was a good month for us. So we making 30,000 naira in the month. Like I would have to make 30K. Jesus, good. So there are times where it was tough. And trust me, I wanted to give up it so many times. I call my friends and say, you know what, I'm done with this thing. Like, is it by force? Let me just get a job and collect salary. Even if it's 50
50K or 100K, I'm putting the salary, I don't have to think. But I'm glad I didn't give up because I can tell you my story. And you get to a point in business where it's very when you've got it to a point where giving up is not an option because you face so many challenges and you've overcome them, and then you can now forge ahead and move forward. So yes, one thing I know that helps me not give up is grit. Do you understand? Determination. So give up to what now? To get a job. I'm a miserable all my life. Where am I giving up to? So stay there. We'll fix this business. We'll acquire the knowledge we need to acquire and move on. We're not giving up. So that was the attitude. That's what has helped me up to today.
Beautiful. Yeah, we want to venture into entrepreneurship. Mind you, school is not for everyone. It's not everyone that can sit in a classroom, and when they finish teaching, you can actually come out and make something of yourself. Some people are actually good at hard work. So I want to believe that some people here actually want to venture into entrepreneurship, or they want to use their hands to make something of themselves. So what are the vital skills or values that you think they would need to excel if they would want to venture into entrepreneurship?
Okay, first of all, I know that the general conception about the Nigerian business person is that we don't have integrity and we're not excellent. You know how you go to the market to buy tomatoes and tell you basket is 2.5 and you're like, 1K. I feel like you're cheating. Why is it 2.5? And it says, the malam says they are paying 2,000. You 1K. And he sells that for 1,000 naira. But the asking price was 2,500 naira. Or you know Irish potatoes, how they start with big ones on top and small ones on down. I don't know until you get to your house. Anybody put their potatoes? Yes. So because that's a trader trying to con you. So that's a general attitude. That's what people think. And even you're like, make I see the under baskets, make I see the size. And like, I'm a big one, show me, make I see. Oh, what's happening? Hello? You know my melon is all white. And you're swearing for their local, I don't know the house. Or you say, oh, let me see. Is it red? You say, I'll pay for this thing. Do you understand? So people feel like, just want to make money. As a Nigerian businessman, just want to make money. People live their lives just to make money. And if that is your purpose, you're not going to grow. So how many businesses can we point to and say that they've been here for 100 years? Like you see in America. How many businesses? Not so many. Actually, very few. So that's the thing. So for young people who want to go into business, you have to rework your mindset. You cannot think like the average Nigerian business person who just wants to make money. They don't care if anybody gets hurt. They want to sell some salad goods to you, even if you die afterwards. You know how I want to sell this cell phone, but the battery is bad. But I'm not telling you the battery is bad. I'm just collecting the money. People are very quiet. I need to go ahead now. Are you guilty? I won't tell you the battery is bad. I'll just say, this is fantastic. It's really good. Take it. And you buy it. And you find out that it's actually faulty. And then that makes you feel cheated. If you want to go into business and you actually want to be a sustainable business, you have to have integrity and excellence. When my business was my living room in my house, I'll tell my staff, I'll say, you know what, if this product has a fault, if something is wrong with it and you can see it, you should not send it to a customer. You don't say, oh, let's hope it. You have eyes and you can see it, that something is wrong with it. Let us bear the loss. You don't send out a product that's effective to a customer. I don't care how much you are losing. And that's not because you want customer retention or something. Beyond that, you have to have integrity. And I can tell you that, I work really hard, I work smart, yes, I work really hard. But I cannot tell you that hard work alone has helped me this far. There's something I cannot explain. And I think that is because of the integrity and excellence I have as a business person. Because what you put out there comes back to you. I cannot be trying to swindle people or cut corners and hope to grow as a business person. So if you want to build a sustainable business, a brand that can outlive you have to have integrity and excellence. And just forget about wanting your enterprise and get Nigeria. Another Nigerian mindset, mago, has to stop.
So that's what I think basically.
Hey.
That one thing is what, as she just said, money. Everyone was focused on just making money. And then Corona that had been, well, I mean, the earth had been telling us since to slow down. Hey, calm down. You guys are running too many things. You guys are killing me. I mean, do you guys understand that the earth is actually a living thing? I think you guys should focus on the earth and think, I live on this earth. Clearly, I am alive. So the earth must be alive, right? So slow down. Corona slowed us down. We were moving too fast, and then one day, who thought Corona was going to come? Raise up your hand. Nobody. One day Corona just came up and everything shut down. Did you think you were going to survive it? Let's be honest. I mean, you could see ShopRite or any of the stores. You could see that period. Everyone was just rushing, trying to hack, trying to hoard. Why? Because everyone thought the end of the world was here. But here we are, 2021, and we are still alive. Yes, a few people have gone, and their souls rest in peace, even though I don't believe that statement, because they are already dead. That's just the truth. They're already dead. So, you saying that your souls rest in peace, they're dead. Right? So, for us who are alive, we need to slow down, shape the future. I was telling the two ladies, we are the future. If you've heard it over and over and over again, let me repeat it. We are the future. So you cannot shape anything without shaping yourself. You can't even call the word future without thinking that you are involved in that future. You are the future. Right? So we need to slow down and really reflect. A lot has happened in a year. You all are of different ages. A lot has happened to you all over the course of your life. Most of the time, we're college students right now, right? Some of us are most likely thinking, oh, I can't wait to graduate. I can't wait to graduate. I want to start a job. But you need to slow down and actually think of where you are right now. When you are intentional about where you are, you will actually get the blessing. You will get the lesson. I live my life thinking that every experience I face either comes with a blessing or a lesson. And that is why the second step to the framework of intention is to give gratitude. To give gratitude. What does it mean to give gratitude? Can anyone say give gratitude? What do you understand? So you have to sorry? To be thankful, to be grateful, to be thankful. If your father got you that car you wanted, oh my God, thank you, Dad, I'm so happy. Right? You'll be thankful. So, how many of you woke up today actually thankful to be alive? How many? And so I think someone asked a question and you guys were meant to raise up your hands, and some people did raise up their hands. We're talking about the framework of intention right now, right? Now I'm going to ask that question again. And I want to see how many people are intentional about raising up their hands. How many people woke up today actually thankful that they are alive? Right?
About
3%.
Yeah. So we have to take responsibility. Why? As I said, we just use 1,000 naira. She used the hands. And I will point out to you in the Bible. It says in the beginning, God created. First of all, he used what? His brain. Then, he didn't use his legs. He used his hands. We all have our hands here. And if there was anyone who doesn't have arms here, it should show the rest of us. It should show the rest of us that there is no excuse we can give. You have your eyes, you have your legs, you have your hands, you're awake. Actually, you're here right now. What I try to do in my life, what I believe my mission is to wake up the sleeping sons of Jacob. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but just look like sleeping sons of Jacob. Or maybe I have an album I love to listen to. It's Nasa and Mali, Distant Relatives. If you guys love music, go and get that album and really, really intentionally listen to it. We are Africans, and as such, Africa is, they want to call it the next frontier, like we didn't exist before. And if we are not careful, they will come back like they did before. That's why we have to shape the future. And that's why we have to be intentional about shaping the future. Thank you very much.
Okay, so if you follow Titi on Instagram and you go through her space, her content, you know that she's one that's passionate about civic participation. So I don't want to say she's civic participation in herself, but she is actually. So I just want to ask, can you a lot of people are saying civic participation. I should not really know what it entails. The closest thing we had to was civic education when I was in primary or secondary school, I can't remember class. So basically, just shed more light on youth civic participation and why is it important?
Okay, hello everyone. It's good to be here. And some minutes ago, I sent a message to Nancy saying that she's really done a great job having you guys here when you could be in front of your laptop doing Yahoo, or TikToking as what is a privilege. I just first want to thank myself for having me here. I met her about, I think, at Lagos Business School, and I've since saved her number as so LBS leader. She was our leader then, and she really showcased so many excellent traits of leadership. And so when she informed me about the program, I was in Liberia, but I told myself I must make it here, so I just got into Abuja as soon as I can, so I want to miss this beautiful occasion. So yes, civic participation, young persons. Well, as Nigerians, or let me say as Africans, when we hear civic participation, is it engagement or participation? Engagement, participation. Participation. Because engagement is one of civic participation. The first thing that comes to mind is raising placards, yeah? Raising placard and bringing the most recent one, NSAS now. But civic participation is beyond protesting. It's just basically within the context of young people. Young people being interested, being inside, being in the know of what is happening. Civil, democracy, liberty, rule of law. So youth in civic participation is youth getting interested in the democratic dispensation and working towards making changes. So this change could be social change, it could be political change. Yeah? It's just young people being a part of social impact. So even if you volunteer for an NGO, it's still civic participation. If you go on the streets to protest, it is civic participation. If you contest for election, it is civic participation. If you volunteer, of course we don't have that in Nigeria, but in these developed countries, you see young persons volunteering during campaign, but in our own time here, it has to be paid. Yeah. So that's all civic participation.
I started to find our own way out for ourselves. No, it's on a personal note. And in a country like Nigeria, let's be real, there's so much that is fixing. Personally. Let's not lie. It's not the truth. Exactly. Now, I would like to ask, what are some key factors that will influence civic participation? Now, I feel most people are not bothered about participating in the I'm not bothered about civic participation basically. So, what key factors will influence civic participation amongst youth? And how can youth be encouraged to participate in a world like this?
Okay. Number one thing, I don't believe youth should be encouraged to participate. Now, we all come to be pastors, yeah, but we all can love God. I mean, I don't want to sound like a Nigerian. I want to sound like a global citizen. If I was to sound like a Nigerian, I would say the factors. The biggest factor is when you see a problem. You see, when we started NSAS protest, I was the legal research and policy assistant to the Minister of Civil Transport, and I was the information officer of APC. I was the face behind APC's official social media handles. And my mom is a police officer, my elder sister is a police officer, my elder brother is a soldier. So I had to ask myself, do I really want to talk about police brutality, or I just want to, stay in my corner and be collecting my salary normal level? And I did resign from the APC. I resigned from work as aide to the minister, and I joined them on the street. And oh my God, we got beaten. My friend ended up in the hospital. My phone got damaged on the back. I did that because from a very young age, I've always been a stubborn person. And so it was just a calling. That's my own way of making contributions. Unfortunately, you see, when you talk about civic patriotism, I have an NGO. Well, it's just social change. So now, what are the factors? One thing is, when you always see the need to make things to work, that you're in you have to be a part of it. Unfortunately, young people only do their own civic participation on Twitter, Facebook. It's really sad. Because, let me tell you something that happened to me last week. Now, I got a call on Wednesday, WhatsApp call, that the chief secretary to the government I'm from Kwara asking questions about my town. I'm from one village. If you got it in Nola Bush. So the road that links my village is 10 kilometers. Like from my village to the main road is 10 kilometers. And that 10 kilometers is very, very bad. If you take a normal car there, you're going to leave your car there because it's going to get really spoiled. So I went on Twitter, as I criticized the government. Every time I go on radio, on TV in Kwara, I was always bashing the government. Then I took up a position as Police Secretary of Young Progressive Party in my state, and I was always bashing the government. I was always bashing the government. Sorry. And so my uncle messaged me on Facebook and said they got an intel from government house that the government might really want to fix this road, but because of my caustic stance with his government, he's not going to fix it. And I told her, don't allow anybody to blackmail you because of me. I'm first still of my devotion before I'm from Angola. That's why I continue. In fact, I got inspired to talk to bodies, tracker engine. They went to my village, they did a documentary. And last week, there was a publication, even the government didn't inform me. There was a publication, they put the road in their budget and they're going to fix the road. Civic participation. Now, it wasn't just about Twitter. Do you understand? Now, at that time, I feel like I disowned me now. Because, but I chose to do it. The fact of, what does that hear you? What do you want? Of course, if you want to be in the CSO, you make a lot of money. But, are you really there for the genuineness and the sincerity of purpose? There are some people who are actually good at criticizing. I don't know if you saw it, some people sued Aisha Yesufu and filed to court the election contest. But have you heard about the story of Robert Mugabe? Have you? What's the name of this India guy that was killed? Gaddafi. If you check up the history of these guys, they started off as really brilliant, smart activists, revolutionaries. Yeah? You know what happened to Fidel Castro in Cuba? Do you know why Fidel Castro died as a leader, quote and unquote? Because he left when the applause was really high. So what I'm trying to make is, if you are advocating for change, political change, civic change, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are a political leader. And that's the biggest mistake we make. Now, apologies to you, Sowore can never be president of Nigeria. Because it's better out on the streets, being stubborn, using his medium, Sahara reporters, to advocate for genuine change. That's an aspect of civic participation. Now, if you want to be a political leader, if you want to be an office holder, it's not just about having the money, the social capital. And that's one of the mistakes we make as young people. Let me tell you something. 2023 will come, and we may not have the best young persons in office. We may have proteins of the big men. We may have children of, the political class. Why? Because we're not ready. You go on Twitter and talk about all of these things, on Facebook and talk about these things, but you're not going to the street to understand the genuine needs, interests, aspirations of the people of Nigeria. You, big boy, if somebody gives you 1K, you might still look at the person like, what's wrong with you? But if you give them 1K in my town, they will pray for you. Now, someone in Lagos, actually, the person's biggest prayer might be, let this hold up stop. But someone in some remote community in Nasarawa and all of that is praying for water. So you young people, I'm young too, haven't even done a survey, the statistics of what the people actually need. We are bothered about removing Buhari. But Buhari is the president. There are 774 local governments. How many wards? How many senators? How many House of Reps seats? How many state houses of assembly? And all you're bothered about is occupying Aso Rock. Civic participation. So, the number one factor, you must be passionate. Number two factor, you must actually know what exactly is the thing that the people need. And number three, civic participation is not just about being caustic. You see people, they talk about how bad Buhari is, I think Buhari is a fucked up person. But when there are laws, I'll give you an example. VAP. You know VAP Act? Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act. Now, when back then it was difficult to prosecute rape. Yeah? But with this new law, even if a man can argue, in criminal law, one of the ways you prove rape is penetration. So how does a man prove that he was raped? This VAP law came, and it's talking about this harassment and all of that in a non-gendered way. And it's also saying if you are apprehended for engaging in malpractices during elections, you will be prosecuted. In fact, do you know that we have a rape register now in Nigeria? You don't know. But you want to be an activist. Now, this law has been ratified. In fact, states have domesticated it, but nobody is invoking it in the court of law. And you don't need to be a lawyer to actually make people know about these things. Electoral Amendment Act. Do you know what the new stipulations are? So how do you call for free and fair elections if you don't even know what the law is? And don't tell me I'm talking about this because I'm a lawyer. Civic participation is loving your country, not loving a person. or not hating the person. It's not about hating Buhari, it's not about hating APC, but loving your country and wanting good things for your country and being decisive and intentional about it. So it all starts with knowledge. Huh? Am I making sense? I don't want to touch it.
Stuff on the back.
Is that we must all be conscious is that you are aware of the surroundings. You are very aware of the surroundings, but not easily moved. To be engaged in civic duty, we must be conscious. She has said a lot of things now. I really do hope a lot there. And the thing is that whenever things like this happen, I'm not no doubt. Because it's either we shape it or we die. You have it your way. And I'm not going to die. Go back to the story. Gideon had to take those 3,000 men to back very important. And it was how he drank water.
Thank you very much.
You've spoken about entrepreneurship and you have spoken about civic participation. How do you tie civic participation and entrepreneurship to mission?
Should I go first or the boss with the money? It's a tripod. It's a tripod. The first hedge is a nation. Okay, let me put it this way. Why do you think Rwanda, as small as it is, Rwanda is very small, of course, but not as small as the tiny dot our president. Why do you think Rwanda, as small as it is making a lot of sense in Africa, both economically, educationally, and whatever? Why? Because even better than Nigeria. And don't forget, at some point in time, we took the pride as the giant of Africa. And don't also forget that when Paul Kagame came in, he came in as what? As a warlord, quote unquote, as a dictator. But the thing that is making him to make a lot of sense is that he is not just a politician. He is a strategist and economist. But today, when you guys are, when you want to vote for people, for your presidency or governorship or all of that, you don't look at their antecedents. It's just about the political part, and that's a problem. That's a constitutional problem for our nation. When people go to vote for people, they vote for political parties, not for individual manifestos. So for me, I think I want entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship for me is just one out of that big umbrella called economy. Boss, am I right? So it's important that we are not just going through one direction. If you want to make Nigeria to work, and that's why I'm really glad that the conversation is not just about leadership, it's multifaceted. So the way to build our nation is not just one way, it's not just money back, stubbornness, below green, and Luther continue and all of that. It's foresight, and economy is a bedrock. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Okay, so businesses, especially in Nigeria, it's very important. Unfortunately, we don't get the kind of support we're supposed to get. I mean, SMEs alone, just SMEs, forget those other big bosses. SMEs account for 48% of the national GDP in the last 9 years. Do you know what that is? That's a lot. And unfortunately, like I said, you don't get funding, you don't get the kind of support that you expect the same government to give. But that should not deter us. And also employment. Of course, this is how entrepreneurship affects this nation will be. Also employment. I mean, so if you have a business, you can at least employ one person. Because at some point, you go beyond, you can't do everything. employ one person, and then 2 people, and then 3 people, and then 5 people, and then 10 people, and so on and so forth. If you go on Instagram, you find so many businesses, and people are running into business because they are broke. Because they have to buy power, and the tariff has doubled. They have to buy fuel, and it has increased. Now, what they earn is not enough to meet their needs, so they have to look for a side hustle. Do you have a side hustle? Anybody? Side hustle? Side hustle? Anyways, boss. I mean, that is.
Are you sure you want it? We are not asking if you want it. Okay, so we have 2 males and 2 females. So these questions are really easy. I don't expect you to fail. Fail. Yes. Because we expect excellence. You are wrong. Why are you wrong? Because of that, I'll start with you. So really quickly, I have 8 questions I'm going to be asking you. If you pass, I give you my notes, my nicknames. If you fail, bye-bye. Do you understand? Okay. So I have question 1 to 10. Just take anyone. I'm starting with 1. Okay. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala was recently given an appointment. What was the appointment for, and by which organization?
She was given an appointment. I think it's not trade organization. What trade organization? No, I don't follow. But what trade organization? Am I, if I'm correct? That's my answer. If they have president, then she should be the president. I think it's the highest position. But she was fighting with one girl in China or something. I don't follow the news, but I know it's World Trade Organization, probably the president or the minister.
She was fighting with one girl. This is interesting information. I'm sure people will want to know what is appointed by the World Trade Organization as the first man and the first African Director General, which has So just so you know, you are competing against them. That's the way it is. So strive to be intentional. Okay. So your question 2. What is
just take one shot.
Customs?
What?
CYNOPHO. So you don't want to try? What is this sign? It means something. CYNOPHOBIA. That's the spelling. Here we go.
Of sign.
Pure sign of God. Record the surprises on their face.
You want to try?
Just go. Try, like,
Yourself.
expression.
That's your final. Just guess.
Let's go.
Do you want to do that?
So he's going to give her a click. He's going to give her a click.
No, lifeline. The lifeline is Jesus. The audience. I'll give them.
Yeah, okay, nice.
The question is not for the audience. If you want to go with that yourself, then that's nice. Is that right?
we don't touch that.
I swear.
Yes, I got
Just yes. Yes. Are you final answer or you want to change your mind? Time is ticking away. So she said fear of self is xenophobia. I'm taking that as your answer, and that is wrong. Xenophobia is the fear of dogs. What is the theme for this year's Shape the Future event? Tell me, Nancy. Nobody should tell you the audience. Just look at me. Don't look at anything. What is the theme of this year's Shape? You know something? There are no lifelines, okay? So if you don't know it, please just say it. Maybe I'll take my meaning. This year's theme, what is it? What is the theme of this year? Raising future leaders. Is that your final answer? But that's what you said. Finance. Is that your finance? Okay, so this year's theme is equipping the next generation as competitive leaders. Become a public.
1962.
Yes. 19 what? You said 60. You're sure? You're asking?
I'm just saying what? 1963 finance.
Finance.
Yeah.
You can bet your crypto wallet. That is correct. 1963. Put your hands together for me. Finally. Okay, now to the ladies. This is the number. Number 1 has been answered. Number 2 has been answered. 3, 4, 9, and 10. And 5. What is Brother Shaggy's real name? I'll give you half mark. The name is Samuel Perry. Please put your hands together. Pick a number. Number 6. How many planets do we have? Planets. Please shift. Move from each other. I don't like this. No, you shake it. You come here. Do you guys put together together? How many planets do you have? 9. That's your final answer. Now ask. But can bet money on it that I can. Okay. Unfortunately, we have 8 times. 8 tickets. I asked for people to take 8 times to have.
Somebody else did talk. They talk on this.
So just to conclude our results and give us a better view of who is going to take my millions home, we're going to throw in one more question with that, okay? So pick a number from, just pick a number that has not been answered. Number 7 has not been answered. Number 8 has not been answered. 7. How many vowel sounds do we have?
Vowel sounds.
Yes.
Phonetics of vowel sounds.
Oh well, English language. The one they taught me in primary school.
5.
You're sure?
A-E-I-O-U.
Beautiful. Clap for him, please. Pick a number. Number 8, 11, 12, and 13. What is the name of the first speaker for the panel discussion that we just had? The first speaker.
You should stop doing expo. I'm suspecting you. Barrister Okafo. You too.
Yeah, sure. You're very, very sure. That's your final answer. Then we want to use this now. Barrister Okafo. I'm going to speak this one to the audience. What is the name of our first speaker, please? For the panel discussion. So, name 3 former presidents of Nigeria. So, we have 11 and 13. 13. What's the name of the host of this event?
Sorry?
Of this event? Yeah, the person has an answer. Name one. Beautiful. A round of applause for her.
President, call you.
Getting involved, passion, potential, innovation, passion, civic activity, participation, who else? Hard work, mindset, discipline again, taking responsibility, framework of intention, integrity, and then what else? Framework of intention that goes around. So it's our one of it goes back to your destiny. Don't forget that word. What else? Who else? Something that's what I said. Know your why. Wow. We've heard so many powerful things today. If I think that, you just gathered here, gratitude, and take responsibility. You just gathered here, you might think that you might still have a lackadaisical attitude currently to what we've done here, but you realize maybe in the few years to come that something happened here today. And what has happened here today go a long way in helping you become who you dream about, who you admire, and that picture of you that you see in yourself. So from what all of you have said today, you take integrity, you take discipline. And I also encourage you to sign up for our mentorship program. So what we've done, particularly for you guys, is for the next 3 months, today is just one step. We've put together a faculty of men and women of industry who are doing well, doing things in the UK, Canada. There's one guy in Japan who does blockchain. I think that you should be part of that group, where we will mentor you intentionally. So you are speaking to these guys, not even myself, they are older people. Because one of the things that we realize is that there's no close mentorship for young people outside of universities. And what a mentorship opportunity does for you is that it brings you into the room. So you see, you experience, and then you can replicate. Alright? So we have your details and we'll be in touch with you. And we encourage you to follow through. Be committed. I think that's one of the things that we can learn from Mrs. Kelly's story. That commitment will eventually help you, achieve your dreams. So look out for our messages. Follow through the mentorship program. We'll divide the entire. You already noted down the area of mentorship that you are interested in. You remember when you filled the form, some of you said leadership, character development, some of you said what else was on that form? Financial literacy, entrepreneurship. In fact, I was talking to the guy, there's a guy in the UK I was speaking with about the class of entrepreneurship and financial literacy. He's a banker, and he runs businesses as well. So they come with a wealth of experience that you need to learn practical skills that you can take into the world and be the person that you dream about. And we heard from them. Thank you guys. Thank you, Cool Magazine. Today was really a good program. It was a success. We had a lot of young people, a lot of the attendees, talk about what they've taken from today's event. Something values is one of the things that they've spoken about. Vision is one of the things that they've spoken about. Discipline is one of the things that they've spoken about. And for us as an organization, South Africa, we really want to equip young people with the skills and the character. Character really is important because character is what will take you and keep anyone who's going to be a leader. And if there's anything we also heard today is that we need to become politically aware. We need to be able to speak up, we need to engage in and participate in civic responsibilities as young people. So we're hoping that this is just the beginning, right, for us as an organization, and that the attendees of today's event would sign up for our mentorship program, which will go over the next few months, while we zero into some of these values that we've talked about today. And we really want to thank everyone who has sponsored us. We thank Network, who is a media tech firm. We also really appreciate Aberdeen Commercial. We appreciate all of our sponsors, our donors, everyone who has come together to help this event become successful, help us achieve our vision as well. We thank Home Magazine, we thank the sound guys, light guys, everybody. We really, really, really appreciate you for contributing.